The sound of crystal glasses clinking and pretentious laughter drifted up from my restaurant's private dining room. I stood at the top of the stairs, frozen, as my mother-in-law Margaret's voice cut through the din like a serrated knife. Of course, I never pay here. It's my daughter-in-law's place, and family privilege means everything is on the house. I practically own half of it anyway, considering how much we helped them get started. My fingers tightened around the stack of invoices I'd been reviewing. The lies rolled off her tongue so smoothly, each one a perfectly crafted poison dart aimed at my reputation. I'm Bella, and this restaurant, every brick, every pan, every carefully crafted recipe, is mine. Built from 15 years of 12-hour shifts and burned fingers, not a single dime from the Thompson family fortune. Margaret, darling, you must tell us how you convinced her to use that divine truffle supplier, one of her society friends cooed. Oh, I simply insisted. The poor dear needed quite a bit of guidance in the beginning. Still does, really. The invoice paper crumpled in my grip. Below, their laughter swelled again, accompanied by the distinctive pop of another champagne bottle, my most expensive vintage, no doubt. My phone buzzed. A text from Ryan. Mom says she's entertaining some friends at the restaurant. Hope that's okay. Hope that's okay. Like I was some teenager asking permission to borrow the car, not a business owner being robbed blind by his mother. I started down the stairs, my heels clicking against each step with military precision. The sounds from the private dining room grew louder, Margaret holding court with her usual theatrical flair, dispensing my wine and my food like party favors while spreading lies about my competence. My hand rested on the door handle. Through the frosted glass, I could see their silhouettes, 6 or 7 women, all gesturing with wine glasses, all hanging on Margaret's every word. For 3 years, I'd swallowed my pride, played the dutiful daughter-in-law, let her sweep through my restaurant like she owned it. And really, Margaret's voice carried clearly now. It's fortunate I'm here to maintain standards. Left to her own devices. I pushed the door open. The conversation stuttered to a halt as heads turned toward me. Margaret's perfectly painted smile didn't waver, but her eyes hardened to chips of ice. Bella, darling. I was just telling everyone about our little restaurant. Our little restaurant. Something snapped inside me, quiet but final, like a violin string pulled too tight. Actually, Margaret, I said, my voice steady despite the rage burning in my chest. I think it's time we discussed exactly whose restaurant this is. I slammed our bedroom door so hard the wedding photo fell off the wall. The frame cracked, a jagged line splitting between Ryan and me, fitting, really. You're being completely unreasonable, Ryan called through the door. Mom was just trying to be social. She brings valuable connections to the restaurant. Valuable connections? I yanked the door open. Your mother just cost me $3,000 in wine and food, not counting the damage she's doing to my reputation. Ryan stood there in his wrinkled t-shirt, shoulders hunched like they'd been since losing his job 3 months ago. She's trying to help, Bella. You know how influential her friends are in the restaurant scene. Help? My laugh came out harsh. By telling everyone she practically owns my restaurant? That I can't make decisions without her guidance? That's not what she meant. Then what did she mean, Ryan? Please, explain to me how your mother spreading lies about my business is helping. He ran his hands through his hair, a gesture so familiar it made my chest ache. You're taking this too personally. Mom's just proud of what we've built. We? The word tasted like acid. What exactly have you built, Ryan? Or your mother? Because I remember working doubles for 15 years to save up. I remember developing every recipe, hiring every staff member, dealing with every crisis, while you were at your cushy corporate job. His face darkened. That's low, Bella. You know I'm trying to find work. Are you? Because your mother told her friends you're taking a sabbatical to explore new opportunities. Is that what we're calling it now? Stop attacking my mother. His fist hit the wall, leaving a dent in the drywall. We both stared at it, shocked by the sudden violence. You know what? I grabbed my laptop from the bed. I'm going to the restaurant. I need to damage control your mother's latest performance. Bella, wait. And starting tomorrow, your mother pays full price like everyone else. If she has a problem with that, she can find somewhere else to hold court. You can't do that to her. I stopped at the doorway, turning to face my husband of 12 years. In that moment, he felt like a stranger. Watch me. If you do this, he said quietly, you're choosing business over family. No, Ryan. I'm choosing self-respect over manipulation. Maybe you should try it sometime. I left him standing there, my heels clicking against the hardwood like a countdown. In my car, I pulled up the security camera feed from the restaurant on my phone. Already, Margaret's society friends were posting about their complimentary lunch on social media, tagging the restaurant. Each notification felt like another nail in the coffin of my marriage. My phone buzzed, a text from Lisa, wine emergency at my place. Come now. For once, running away seemed like the sanest option. Lisa's laptop screen cast a harsh glow across her kitchen counter as she pulled up Henry's bank statements. My hands trembled around my third glass of wine. Holy shit, Lisa whispered, scrolling through the documents. These transfers to Margaret's personal account, they're astronomical. And look at the timing. I leaned closer, my chest tightening. Right after Ryan lost his job. And Henry has no idea? He trusts her completely. The wine turned bitter in my mouth. Just like Ryan trusts her. Lisa highlighted another transaction. $200,000 in the last 3 months alone. What's she doing with all this money? My phone buzzed, another Instagram notification. Margaret at some charity gala, dripping in new jewelry, captioned, supporting local artists while maintaining standards of excellence. Maintaining standards, I muttered, showing Lisa the post. That's her favorite phrase lately. Usually right before she tells me how to run my restaurant. Bella. Lisa's voice went serious. You have to tell Henry. And destroy my marriage? Ryan will never forgive me. Your marriage? Lisa slammed the laptop shut. Honey, your marriage was over the moment Ryan chose his mother's lies over your truth. The doorbell rang. Lisa checked her phone and swore. Shit. That's probably Mark with the kids. I forgot he's dropping them early. I should go anyway. I stood, steadying myself against the counter. Need to check on the restaurant. Wait. Lisa grabbed my arm. Promise me you'll think about telling Henry. This isn't just about your restaurant anymore. Margaret's stealing from her own husband. I'll think about it. Outside, I fumbled with my car keys, but my hands wouldn't stop shaking. A text lit up my phone. Ryan, Mom's upset about what you said. We need to talk. Another notification popped up, a review of my restaurant, posted an hour ago. My heart stopped when I saw the byline, Oliver Grant, the city's most influential food critic. I'd had no idea he'd been in tonight. The review was brutal. While Carter's shows promise, it suffers from inconsistent standards and unclear vision. One wonders if the recent rumors of family interference. I didn't finish reading. Margaret's voice echoed in my head, maintaining standards. The timing couldn't be coincidence. She'd known Oliver was coming. Had to have known. And she'd made sure her little performance with her society friends happened on exactly the right day. My phone buzzed again. Henry this time. Bella, need to discuss some concerning bank statements. Can we meet privately? I stared at the message, my hand steady now. The wine buzz cleared, replaced by cold clarity. Margaret had finally overplayed her hand. Now I just had to decide what to do about it. The choice was simple, really. I could protect my family's feelings, or I could protect the truth. But I couldn't do both. The private booth at Marcello's felt like a confessional. Henry sat across from me, his usual commanding presence diminished by the stack of bank statements between us. His hand shook slightly as he turned each page. 200,000, he said quietly. In 3 months. I stared into my untouched espresso. I'm sorry, Henry. I shouldn't have. No. His voice hardened. You did exactly right. But there's something else you need to see. He pulled out another document, a loan application. My restaurant's name was at the top, along with Margaret's signature. My signature. Except I'd never seen this paper before. She's trying to take out a second mortgage on your restaurant, Henry said. Using my name as collateral. The room tilted. That's not possible. I never signed. Margaret has always been good with signatures. His smile was bitter. Ask Ryan about his college acceptance letter sometime. My phone buzzed. Ryan again, where are you? Mom's lawyer wants to discuss the restaurant's future direction. She's moving faster than I expected, Henry muttered, reading the text over my shoulder. Probably because of this. He slid a familiar envelope across the table, Oliver Grant's review. But this version was different from the one I'd seen. This was the original draft, before Margaret's family interference comments were added. Oliver's an old friend, Henry said. He called me this morning, quite upset about the unauthorized changes to his review. The pieces clicked together: Margaret's social media campaign, the fake loan documents, the doctored review. She wasn't just trying to control my restaurant. She was trying to destroy it. Why now? I asked. After all these years? Because Ryan lost his job. Henry's eyes met mine. And Margaret lost her access to his corporate accounts. She needs a new source of income to maintain her lifestyle. Your restaurant is profitable, visible, and vulnerable. The word tasted like ash. I'm meeting with my lawyer tomorrow, Henry said. But you need to decide what you want to do about Ryan. He's been helping her with some of this. The betrayal hit like a physical blow. My husband. My partner. The man who'd promised to stand by me through everything. My phone lit up again, a text from an unknown number. Miss Carter, Oliver Grant here. We should talk about your mother-in-law's interesting interpretation of my review. Perhaps over dinner? I looked up at Henry, seeing my own pain reflected in his eyes. We were both facing the same choice: protect the people we loved, or protect the truth. I need to make some calls, I said, standing. Starting with my lawyer. Henry nodded, understanding perfectly. Some bridges, once burned, light the way forward. Oliver Grant's office felt more like an interrogation room than a restaurant critic's workspace. He spread photos across his desk, Margaret at various charity events, all wearing different pieces of expensive jewelry. Your mother-in-law has expensive taste, he said, tapping one photo. This necklace alone is worth more than most people's annual salary. Henry's money, I said, but Oliver shook his head. That's the interesting part. He pulled up a spreadsheet. These purchases align perfectly with your restaurant's busiest nights. The nights when Margaret hosted her special events in your private dining room. My stomach lurched. She was selling the jewelry. Through your restaurant. Quite clever, really. High-end pieces, cash transactions disguised as expensive wine purchases. He paused. Your husband handled the books during those events, didn't he? The room spun. Ryan's voice echoed in my head, Mom's just trying to help. All those nights, he'd insisted on managing the private dining room himself. All those missing wine inventory reports. My phone buzzed, a text from Ryan, where are you? Mom's lawyer is getting impatient. I have more, Oliver said quietly. But you should know, Margaret's been reaching out to my colleagues. Trying to plant stories about health code violations, tax irregularities. She's trying to destroy me. No. Oliver's eyes met mine. She's trying to force you out so Ryan can take over. Make it look like mismanagement rather than theft. My phone buzzed again, Lisa this time, SOS. Margaret just walked into your restaurant with 2 health inspectors. I have to go. I stood, gathering the photos. Bella. Oliver caught my arm. There's something else. The jewelry? It's all fake. Margaret's been selling counterfeits to her society friends through your restaurant. The final piece clicked into place. Not just money laundering, but fraud. And Ryan had helped her do it. I'm running a story next week, Oliver said. But I wanted you to know first. You need to protect yourself. My phone lit up with another message, from Henry. Margaret's emptied our accounts. All of them. Including Ryan's trust fund. The walls closed in. My restaurant, my marriage, my life, all built on lies. And now Margaret was making her final move. I need your help, I told Oliver, my voice steady despite the rage burning through me. But first, I need to make a call. I dialed my lawyer's number, watching Margaret's smiling face in the charity photos. She thought she was winning, thought she'd finally broken me. But she'd forgotten something crucial. I'd built my restaurant from nothing once before. I could do it again. What I couldn't do was trust my husband ever again. The private dining room had never felt so suffocating. Margaret sat at the head of the table, resplendent in another piece of counterfeit jewelry, while Ryan hovered behind her like a guard dog. Henry's empty chair screamed accusation. Really, Bella, Margaret sighed, examining the stack of documents I'd placed before her. All this drama over a few business arrangements? Business arrangements? My voice didn't shake. Is that what we're calling fraud now? Ryan stepped forward. Bella, you're overreacting. Mom was just selling fake jewelry through my restaurant? I pulled out my phone, cued to a recording. Margaret's voice filled the room. Of course it's authentic, darling. And such a bargain through my private collection. Margaret's perfectly manicured nails dug into the table. Where did you get that? Your buyers are very angry, Margaret. Especially the ones who tried to insure their purchases. You ungrateful little. The dining room door opened. Henry walked in, followed by 2 police officers. Henry? Margaret's voice went sharp. What are you doing? His job, I said quietly. As a member of the restaurant's board of directors. Ryan's face went pale. What's happening? What's happening is your mother's under investigation for fraud, Henry said. And you're an accomplice. You can't prove anything, Margaret snapped, but her hands trembled as she reached for her wine. Actually, Oliver Grant stepped in from the hallway, digital recorder in hand. We can prove quite a bit. Margaret's wine glass shattered against the wall. You planned this. You vindictive little climber. Mom, stop. Ryan's voice cracked. Please. Oh, now you grow a spine? I turned to my husband. After helping her steal from your own father? After letting her destroy everything we built? I didn't know. Liar. The word felt like acid. I saw the books, Ryan. The fake invoices. The missing inventory. You knew exactly what she was doing. The officers moved forward. Margaret's composure cracked completely. This is your fault. She lunged across the table, fingers curved like claws. You gold-digging witch. Ryan caught her, but not before she knocked over the evidence files. Photos scattered across the floor, Margaret's jewelry sales, Ryan's forged signatures, bank statements showing emptied accounts. I trusted you, Henry said quietly. Both of you. As the officers led Margaret away, Ryan reached for me. Bella, please. I can explain. I stepped back, watching my marriage die in slow motion. Explain what? How you helped her launder money through my restaurant. How you forged my signature on loan documents. How you. My phone buzzed, a news alert. Margaret's scheme was already breaking across social media. My restaurant's name featured prominently in every headline. I'm sorry, Ryan whispered. But sorry, couldn't rebuild a reputation. Sorry, couldn't restore trust. Sorry, couldn't save us. The courthouse hallway felt endless. Margaret's society friends huddled in clusters, whispering behind designer handbags as I walked past. Each face held the same mixture of betrayal and fury. The looks of women who'd discovered their precious jewelry was as fake as Margaret's smile. "Ready?" Oliver touched my elbow, steadying me. Before I could answer, Ryan appeared, looking haunted. "Bella, please. Don't do this." "Do what, Ryan?" "Tell the truth." "She's my mother. And I was your wife." The past tense slipped out naturally. "Didn't stop either of you from destroying everything I built." The courtroom doors opened. Margaret sat at the defendant's table, her perfect posture a stark contrast to her prison jumpsuit. Her eyes met mine, cold and calculating. "Last chance," she said as I took the witness stand. "Family should protect family. Like you protected Henry's money? Or Ryan's future?" Her mask cracked. "I gave Ryan purpose when you made him feel worthless. You made him an accomplice. I made him loyal." Her voice echoed through the courtroom. "Something you never understood. Loyalty?" I pulled out my phone, cued to a recording. "Like this loyalty?" Margaret's voice filled the silence. "Ryan's pathetic, really. So desperate for mommy's approval, he'll sign anything. Just like his father." The color drained from Ryan's face. Margaret lunged forward, but her lawyer held her back. "That's not, I never." "Your Honor," Oliver stood, "I'd like to submit evidence of similar recordings. Documenting Mrs. Thompson's systematic manipulation of both her son and her victims." "You're ruining everything." Margaret's composure shattered completely. "All my work, my reputation." "Your reputation?" One of her former friends stood up. "What about our reputations? Our money?" The courtroom erupted. Through the chaos, I watched Ryan, my husband of 12 years, finally seeing his mother clearly for the first time. "I'm sorry," he mouthed, "but not to Margaret." The judge's gavel cracked like thunder. "Order. Mrs. Thompson, control yourself or—" "You ungrateful bitch." Margaret broke free, lunging toward me. "I should have destroyed you when—" Her words cut off as Henry stepped between us. "Enough, Margaret." The silence that followed felt like a death knell. "Mr. Thompson," the judge said quietly, "would you like to make your statement now?" Henry straightened his tie, every inch the respected businessman. "Yes, Your Honor. And I'd like to start with an apology, to my daughter-in-law, to our friends, and to everyone my wife manipulated. Including our son." Margaret collapsed into her chair, finally defeated. Not by my revenge, but by the truth she'd tried so hard to bury. Sometimes karma doesn't need help. It just needs witnesses. The last box of Margaret's things sat unopened in my office. Through the restaurant window, I watched the morning delivery trucks arrive, the familiar rhythm of a new day starting. My day. My restaurant. Ready to open? Oliver adjusted his tie, looking more nervous than he had during the entire trial. "Almost." I picked up the box. "One last thing." The dumpster lid creaked as I lifted it. Inside the box, Margaret's prized collection of fake jewelry glittered dully, her last attempt at manipulation, left behind like a poisoned gift. "You don't want to keep any of it?" Oliver asked. "As a reminder?" "Of what?" "How revenge tastes." I let the box fall. The crash was surprisingly satisfying. I prefer creating things to destroying them. My phone buzzed, Ryan's divorce lawyer with final paperwork updates. Below it, a message from Henry about the restaurant's upcoming board meeting. Life moving forward, one notification at a time. Speaking of creating, Oliver cleared his throat. "My new review is running tomorrow." "Already?" My heart skipped. The restaurant's reputation had taken a hit during the trial, despite the sympathy press. I had to be objective. He handed me an advance copy. But I also had to be honest. The headline caught my eye, rising from the ashes, "How Betrayal Forged a Stronger Kitchen." Oliver. Keep reading. My eyes scanned the text, catching phrases like "refined through adversity" and "authenticity in every dish." But it was the final paragraph that made me stop. In the end, Carter's greatest achievement isn't its innovative menu or impeccable service. It's the proof that integrity, like the finest recipes, requires both heat and patience to perfect. In exposing deception, owner Bella Carter didn't just save her restaurant, she redefined its core identity. Every dish now carries a simple promise: what you see is what you get. In today's world of carefully curated facades, such honesty tastes revolutionary. Too much? Oliver shifted uncomfortably. Before I could answer, the kitchen door opened. My head chef stuck his head out. "Chef? The new menu tasting?" "Coming." I turned to Oliver. "Stay for breakfast?" "I'm trying something new." "Always." His smile held understanding. He'd told me about his own family's betrayal during the trial, the reason he became a critic, searching for authenticity in a world of pretense. The kitchen welcomed me with its morning chaos, steam rising, pans clattering, voices calling out prep lists. My domain. My truth. "Chef?" My sous chef held up a plate. "Ready when you are." I tied on my apron, feeling its familiar weight. Some people collected scars. Some collected revenge. But me? I collected moments like these, creating something real in a world of fake jewelry and empty promises. Let's cook.